Gemini, welcome to In Spiritual Journey. So I'm doing a general read for you guys. We're coming into February. 3 weeks of this new year has already passed. So I hope you are all adjusting well. I hope you are living your best life, manifesting those dreams and all that stuff. But we're going to go ahead and get your energy for the upcoming month. And what we're going to do this time, please take what resonates. It is a general read for all Geminis. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some energy that you're surrounded by now, what your energy is. Then we're going to get some strengths that you're sitting in, something that's challenging you, as well as your weaknesses and things that are supporting you. So we're going to get all those things, and then we're going to close it off with a angels, God, and goddesses, and an archangel message at the end. So I want to say thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. If you've already subscribed, thank you. I deeply appreciate that. And if you haven't yet and you notice that you're coming to my channel a lot, please subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll help it grow out, right? So let's go ahead and get into your energy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tap into what energy is surrounding you. What energy are you sitting in at this moment? Okay, so Gemini, let's get into this message. What's your energy? What is going on with your life right now? Let's see. What is going on? What energy are you sitting in? You're surrounded by? Let's see. Okay. Couple court cards already, but let's see what else. All right. Maybe some healing energy as well, or wishing on something, some wish fulfillment. All right. Okay, so we have two knights and a king. We have the Knight of Pentacles as well as the Knight of Wands. So taking action towards something, it seems like, you might be motivated and taking quick action towards your passions, but then you slow down and are taking it step by step with the Knight of Pentacles, trying to calculate and being methodical about what you're doing here. You do have a crossroads here where you're trying to decide which way, and that might be why you're slowly going along. First you take action, and then you start and step back and try to plan things out and go a little slower, because you want this stability. And it's something that you might be still currently healing with this star card. This could be an Aquarius as well. It could be something you're healing because there's some disappointments here, as well as this is, wish fulfillment, looking for those wishes to come true. So it could be that as well. It does look like you do focus, or tending to focus on the disappointments more than what you do have. So more need of tapping into appreciating what you do have. Gratitude is very important to manifest things. So if we're focused more on the negative things, we're not going to bring in that those things that we want or desire, because we're too focused on the things that have happened, the disappointments. So practicing gratitude, it can be as easy as, if you're not quite sure what, to just start focusing on the small things. Well, they're not small things, but the things that we take for granted, like fresh air to breathe, clean water to drink, things like that. So there's more about focusing more on the gratitude here. So, but you are taking action towards something, but I feel like there still is some lingering disappointments that you might be trying to heal here. So we're going to go ahead and tap into the rest of this energy. Okay, let me just move these out of the way. All right. All right, so first thing we're going to check for you, Gemini, is that's your strength right now. What is your strength? So let's see. So we have healer. Good, good. So I feel like you do have healing capabilities. You could be a starseed, an empath, light worker, something like that. But you do have healing abilities. You do help people out. You come to some resolve here, some wisdom that you need to share. But you do have that as a light attribute. And it says passion to serve others by repairing the mind, body, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. So also, you have a good capability as well as healing your own energy, okay? So that healing energy with that star is something that you're fairly good at. And I feel like this is something saying that you help others as well along the journey. So that is a strength that you're standing in, a healer. And then we have the Bardo. This is also your strength. This Bardo is kind of like in that between realms, like the 3D and 5D. So you have like that, like kind of 4D aspect. You are able to ground yourself on here on earth and also be in that cosmic energy. So tapping into your spiritual energy, realizing that you are a cosmic being, things like that. So that is a very powerful strength for you. And I feel like that helps you with that healing energy. So, you know, tapping into that. So let's go ahead and get some tarot on that. So these are your strengths that you have, you know, that you are very tapped into your higher self, your soul, and you have these healing abilities with you. You have healing abilities to work with others because you have the 3 of coins. So you're good at collaborating with others and healing hurts, heartbroken energy. So you have like seeing things in a different perspective. You have a big outlook. You're able to explain things easily to people by your wisdom. The 9 of coins is, you know, you have a very independent energy as well. You're very independent. You can do things solo on your own, but you are very radiant and independent, and that makes people feel comfortable, that you are comfortable in your own shoes. You do have a way of healing hearts with this 3 of swords because you know what it's like to have your heart broken. So you're very good at that energy of helping people through heartbreaks and collaborating with others as well. Okay, so there's some energy here that you've experienced, some heartbreak, and you know how to really work well with others. You're a very good communicator, and it shows, and people really appreciate that you have that wisdom and have went through the same thing. So they take you seriously. So that's good energy to be in. So let's go ahead and get into what your weakness is. Ah, we have mother. Interesting. So the shadow of the mother is smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. So this could be, I hope I don't trigger people, but this could be actually your mother. This could be somebody that was very smothering, didn't want you to be independent, and was very protective, and it caused some kind of, because you are a very free spirit kind of energy. You're an air sign. So it could have been that energy where your mother was smothering, held you back, didn't want you to grow up, you know. So that could be that energy. This also could be someone that is like a mother figure, a teacher, you know, whatever, that was very smothering and very possessive of you, protective of you. And it could be a weakness of yours because maybe it didn't teach you how to navigate things in the world, right? Or you feel that drawback to that, you know, like she always got you out of jams or things like that. So let's see what else is coming up. Oh, we have the Lover. Interesting enough, your card is the Lover, the tarot card. So I feel like here one of your weaknesses is like sometimes you sabotage yourself as well. But this is like connections. You might have an issue with really deep, intimate connections because of that smothering from your past. So, and also you being an air sign, you can detach very easily. So I feel like this could be a very, one of your weaknesses, not being able to be, you know, that compassionate, intimate level. But again, I feel like with this Lovers being your card as the Lovers as the tarot, it's that duality that you have and not staying centered or focused. It could keep you scattered. So you could be like your own worst enemy sometimes when you tap into that more negative, dark energy where it sabotages you by you being sarcastic or sabotaging others, you know, kind of that energy. It's more being in that healing energy, the compassionate, understanding energy, okay, than that detached energy where you're getting into that more of that chat, like those twins, you're unbalanced there and get more into the dark energy where you're sarcastic or like the nitpicker, things like that. So very interesting enough that the Mother came out. So let's go ahead and get some tarot on this. But I think with the weakness here, it could have been like somebody that was very possessive, smothering, overprotective, and it kind of interfered with the way you have connections, like intimate connections, because you don't like that smothering energy. So it could make you fear of commitments, things like that. Detached, not very emotional, a little sarcastic. But we're going to go ahead and see what comes out with these tarot. We have the Sun, the Five of Cups, Knight of Swords, and the Fool. Okay, so what I feel like for some of you here, it might be a very, you get distant. Like if things get too intimate or close, you start getting triggered by that overprotecting, smothering energy, and you like your freedom, so you think it's taking away your happiness or your freedom, and it starts getting you to the point of disappointing and overwhelmed and triggered, that you just kind of bolt like this Knight of Swords and this Fool. Take off. So there could be some energy here where maybe you have commitment fears, issues, things like that. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This also creates a lot of karma for you, you know? So I feel like that's for somebody out there. So let's go ahead and see what is supporting you, okay? The Poet. And it says, express soul insights in symbolic language. So I do feel like you have a really great communication skills, but you don't always use it to the best of your advantage, because you start feeling like, kind of like that rebel, like where you don't want anybody to take away your freedom. You think of like committed relationships and anybody close to you that's going to take that away from you. They're going to smother you. They're going to be possessive. And that scares you. I feel like deep down there's like that wound that scares you and you want to bolt off. But you do have a beautiful way with words. You see beauty in things. It's just, it's almost like you self-sabotage yourself because of something that happened, this overprotection in your past. So let's see what else. The One. Yeah, see, it keeps coming up with this like connection, one. This is realizing the One is everybody is united. The One is like this universal oneness. But I do feel kind of like with this being in the position of supported energy, you know, that you have a lot of great attributes. You know, you have good communication skills. You like the beauty in things. And you got to start realizing that, like, we're all connected, and you can't let that emotions and those inner wounds from whatever happened to you as your parent, because you have to look at that as more as that it was some kind of issue they had, and you got to heal that, because not everybody that wants to get close to you, they just want that connection too. Not everybody's going to be possessive. Some will, you know, but you have to set healthy boundaries with that. But this is having that independence and being able to have that intimate connection too, and not being afraid of that. Okay, so this One here is more like, you know, serves, loves, accepts, resonates. So resonating with somebody, you do have the capability to resonate with somebody, but I feel like there's just this fear that comes in because you don't want your freedom taken away. But, you know, the universe is saying here that you have a beautiful soul, you communicate well, you have that ability to connect on an intimate level, and you got to get past this like fear of being smothered, or those commitment issues that you might have because if somebody was overprotective or smothering of you. Because this is a supporting energy for you. You have what it takes. It's just that one thing about fearing that commitment issue or being smothered or your freedom taken away. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some tarot. It's like you have the ability to be a healer, but then you haven't healed quite yourself or something. So like sabotaging yourself here. Because I feel like you do want a connection. It's just your fear of like you losing your individuality. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is setting your intentions, planting seeds. Eight of Swords, feeling trapped. See? I feel like you put out that energy of wanting to connect with somebody, but then once it gets too close or intimate or things like that, you feel like you're trapped. So let's see what else is coming up. The Page of Swords. And the Ten of Wands. Yeah, see, then you start feeling burdened, the world, and then you'll complete this cycle and start again. So this is a lot of karma coming back to you because you can't keep going around breaking hearts. So this is like this energy where I feel like it's a burden to you because you do want that connection, but it's just like, and you know that you would be a good catch, but it's just like you get to a certain point and then you get fearful and run away. So there's some kind of like intention of figuring out like what you really want and start accepting that just because you're in a connection that it's not going to take away your freedom. You still are an individual, right? So I know it can be hard to find someone nowadays, but that's what your supporting energy is, that you do have this beautiful heart. You have a lot of communication skills. You have something to offer someone, but it's just you have to let go of that fear of being smothered or or possessed or something like that. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get your challenge. We have networker. So networker says conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. Yeah, see? This is almost like that player energy. Just saying. So maybe this is what you do. You put it out there. You offer like, hey, I'm a great catch. You know, I had these great skills. I have a sense of humor. I'm awesome. But then when somebody gets close to you, it's like you pull it away. So this is like networking, you know, putting information out there to get a gain. But then once they start being invested, you run off. And then we have the warrior. So the warrior, to me, kind of reminds me of this warrior is kind of like almost like a rebel, you know what I mean? So this is like having, you know, an advocate, being on a mission, could be threats, but it also could be like clarity, purpose. So how are you using your warrior energy? I feel like this is a challenge about how you can still be kind of like that freedom-loving spirit, that rebel, but having a connection to. So this is a challenge for you. And it's balancing out those twins and healing from whatever that overprotective, smothering energy was. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some, let's get these. Some tarot for these. So that's something that you have to go within and really work out. We have the moon. See, yeah, this is fear of the unknown. Fears. I feel like this is fears of getting too close and having your freedom taken away. But this is trusting your intuition, you know. This is like being submerged. See, I feel like she's like submerged under this dark energy of water, fear of the unknown. And this is emotions as well. So fear of those emotions, you know, getting too deep, taking away your freedom. So let's go ahead and see. We have the King of Pentacles. This is somebody that's very stable, takes charge of their stability. The Wheel. See, this karma's coming up again. It's time to change this cycle. If you want a connection, you got to get over that fear of commitment or feeling like you're trapped. See, it's more like you're in this isolation. You're like your own person, independent, rebel. Nobody's going to catch me, kind of. But you do want that. You do long for that. And we have this Two of Swords. It's like you're blinded by that. You know, that if you're in a connection, it's going to take away your freedom. So there's some energy with that. All right. So only you can figure out what that is and figure out what you want and decide that, you know, just being in a connection, you aren't going to lose your independence. It actually brings something more to bloom within you. So let's go ahead and close this message with a Archangel Oracle as well as the Angels, God, and Goddesses cards. Yeah, that's tough, but I really feel like it stems from something from your childhood, from a mother-like figure, grandmother, somebody that was significant in your life. So only you can figure out what that is. But I think that's what's holding you back, because I do feel like you want a relationship. It's just you don't want to lose your freedom. So this is a Goddess of Awakening. This is a wondrous time of exploration, romance, and creativity. Yeah, there you go. And on the bottom, we have Angel of Vision. Someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what others say. So this could be that person that was smothering. Maybe you've had a talk with them. This also could be within you. Maybe you're denying that. You know? So, but there is some kind of Goddess of Awakening coming in to help you realize that. So we're going to go ahead and get an Archangel card. Clear your space. Yeah, so this actually says about Archangel Jophiel, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Fei Sheng. So honestly, for the energy around you, and I'm not saying cut off your parent or your grandmother or your mother or whoever, I'm not saying that at all, but there might be some energy you need to clear. So this also could be within you, all right? And then we have compassion on the bottom. So this is being compassionate, and this is Archangel Zadkiel. Soften your heart with respect to the situation. Yeah, it's time to soften that heart a little bit, you know? Stop being that rebel so much. Stop sabotaging yourself. Everybody wants love, right? So only you can decide, but I would definitely say not to keep playing on people's emotions if this is something that you don't want to heal or you don't want, you know, but I really feel like most of you do. It's just you have this fear of your individuality, your freedom being taken. So anyway, that is your message, Gemini. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. I wish you well. Take care.